And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live on the road today. We are Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth to start a brand new week, show number 1708 on the September the 26th, the final Monday of the month. Coming in on Saturday will be October the 1st, so good morning to you. Got the new Tom Taylor Sports Show hat. Got that one wearing it today, so got some of those to give away at a future date. So again, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Lots going on. Going to be joined by Mark Fowler. He and I went to the Tennessee football game on Saturday. A couple of good old boys, and it was hilarious. I got a monologue. The whole thing. It's from everything. Yeah, it's going to be good. So we're going to talk to him coming up in a few minutes. Also, Andrea Lewis from Northeast Community Credit Union. Also, top of the hour, Tanner Cook, sports writer, John City Press, Kingsport Times News, and Forrest Holt joins us for homecoming week. Again, we have homecoming Friday night against Sullivan East, and so all that coming up, big night, and of course a big weekend leading up to it. There's Spirit Week every day in the schools here in Elizabethton, so each day is a different PJ Day and Character Day and Spirit Day, and so it's homecoming week, so all the schools, the three elementaries and the middle school, plus obviously Elizabethton High, the students are all wearing the appropriate Spirit Week costume, if you will, or outfit, and so that's what's going on here today. Or this week, I should say, here in Elizabeth. So we're ready to go. Let's bring them on. The Kingdom Air's got lots to talk about. How about the Tennessee Vols? Went and saw them play. They can play. Whoa, that was some good football. How about the Elizabethton High School Ensemble to sing the national anthem here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show? Yourself a round of applause. That means clap. Good job. Nice job. Deb, what's next now? Let's get this to the ensemble. Well, there you go. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on this fall day. Man, is it not nice out there? It is nice. All right. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We always start with a verse. We unashamedly do that, of course, and you know that. So let's go ahead and crank up the verse today. It's out of the book of Psalms, and we'll get that going. Then we get a chance, a couple of good old boys on Mo and Joe went to the football game Friday. Wow. I had barbecue. I had burnt-ends. I had a pretzel. I had Coke Zero. I had M&Ms. I had a guy with his elbow in my gut the whole time and jacked up. This guy sitting beside me was like, yeah, big old boy. I know where he's from, but better not say so. But he is. me and Mo and Joe, we were wedged in there like sardines. We had a good time, really good time. All right, the verse today. Here we go. Psalms 118:21 says, "I will confess, praise, and give thanks to you, for you have heard and answered me. You have become my salvation and deliverer." Whew. Psalms 118:21, "I will confess, praise, and give thanks to you, for you have heard and answered me, and you have become my salvation and deliverer." And you think about this, I'm going to get on to start preaching, but I can let him do that. But the God of the universe says, bring it to me, and I'll hear your prayers. And so there you go. We prayed this morning for Owen Grindstaff, little fella was having surgery this morning. Don't know what the outcome was, but we got on their Facebook page and we prayed for him. Asked you all to pray, and that the doctors and Owen and his mom and dad, everything would have the peace that passes all understanding. We've not had an update yet, but we feel very confident. So anyway, he says he's our deliverer, and our salvation, so why would you not put your trust in him? So I will say this before he gets in here. Well, it was interesting to me, and we talked about this on the way home in the car. The energy and the enthusiasm and all that goes in and around a football game, in this case Tennessee. I mean, I get that. It's okay to a point, but if we could ever harness that and channel that to have everybody else get that excited about going to church, about witnessing and living for the Lord, what a difference it would make. I mean, people down there with the pom-poms going, and I had a blast. I just internalized everything, processed everything. When I got home, on the way home, I thought, wow, this is really cool what I just came from. But at the time it was happening, I think, how many of these people out of the 100,000 plus down there singing Rocky Top? And that's okay. I'm not putting down Rocky Top or UT or anything, but how many of those people are going to be at church on Sunday, yesterday morning, and have that same vim and vigor and enthusiasm for the King of Kings and Lord of Lords? I don't know. I can't answer that. But we were, and we got preached to yesterday. It was good about being the bread of life. But so, as I say on the show a million times, Friday night we got beat in overtime 35-34. Did the sun come up Saturday? Yes, it did. Did it come up in Gainesville on Sunday? Yes, it did. The Gators are getting ready to play some checkbook team, Central somebody. I'll go through it in a minute. I think Central Washington or Eastern Washington. They're going to blow them off the field, I would think. But the fact of the matter is, train rolls on. And win, lose, or draw, he was still on the throne. He still is on the throne. So that's what I do this when I used to be at the Speedway. I'd look across there and I'd see people out there sitting in the rain, about 45 degrees. I'm thinking, would they do that for a church service? No. We don't come to church service because the AC ain't working and the pews ain't padded, or last night in the middle of our service, lights went out. Okay. Because of the thunderstorm came through. Did we stop? No. It is what it is. You truck on, What? And we'll take a break and get Mark in here. If every time there was a hiccup and he said, nah, I'm not going to, you didn't do what you're supposed to do today, I'm not going to bless you. Or I'm not going to do anything for you today because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. He doesn't do that. He spread those arms up on the cross and said, I love you this much, and that's what he did in John 3:16. So anyway, I had a blast down there. I really did. It was an awesome time, and I enjoyed being with him. Watching him watch a football game is hilarious. Now, he is into it. And what are you, 6'3", 6'4"? How big are you? 6'3". I go about 6'5". So you got these two big old dudes in these little seats about that big. And the old boy beside me, he keeps doing this and elbowing me, and I was like, So, anyway, it was a great time. We're going to let him talk about that. Tennessee, hey, they're the deal. I said it down the other night, and we'll say it again. Hendon Hooker is a Heisman Trophy candidate. This guy basically took the team on his back Saturday and just willed away to win. I mean, he had some great help. Smalls had a great job, number 2, great game. Banks was all over the field. He had, I think the last time I read, 8 or 9 tackles. So Tennessee's the real deal. At least I thought they were. And Florida is not a bad football team. And Anthony Richardson, again, he almost pulled off one, got him down to that last couple of plays where they ran out of gas. But great atmosphere, great game. Tennessee's the real deal for now. They've got some deep waters coming up called Alabama and Georgia. LSU next week. They're off this week. LSU there is not going to be a picnic in the park, I can tell you. But, Josh Heupel and the boys, that was a heck of a football game. So, anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the top 25. We got Major League Baseball, NASCAR. How about my Raiders? They couldn't play dead in a Western movie. Got beat in row 3. 24-22 to the Titans. So, congratulations to Tennessee. But, there again, we had a good time. Quick break. We'll be right back right after this from Double C Western Supply. We're selling Hey Dudes. They're closed today, but they sell a bunch of Hey Dudes and been selling a bunch, and we'll continue to do that. We'll take a break and be right back right after this from Diana Hilton, the folks at, again, Double C Western Supply. You're watching the Tom Dillard Sports Show. We is live today. We are. We're live at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth. Double C Western Supply. Hey, dudes, you started with 600 pairs. You don't have 600 pairs now. You've been moving them.
They are selling, thankfully.
Yes.
Yes, we have a lot in the store. 600 pairs to choose from. 11 different styles for men, 14 different styles for women. And we do have some kids on the way. We ordered them. We've got the order, so we've got kids coming as well. This is some examples of the men's we've got in stock. All the men's are $65. Super lightweight, super comfortable, very supportive on your feet. And these are just some of the styles we've got. This is probably one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I love the pattern on it. It's they call it Grade Patriotic. So it's it's like the flag, but it's kind of not as bright where you could wear it with about anything. The black on black has probably been the most popular in men and women, with the black sole and the black top. So just a very neat look that would go with almost anything.
What size? How big a size?
Oh my goodness, we go up to 15s.
Oh, good. You got my size.
And
Perfect.
we start with a size 7 in men's. So that would even cover a 7 in men's is a 5 in youth. So if you have a child that would want to wear those, they can be covered now if they're a 5 in youth or bigger. That one they call a camo print, of course, with the brown and the tan and the greens and things. But also like this one, I like the ones that does not have the white sole, where they're not getting as dirty. But that one has more of a grayish tan sole also. So
Right.
yeah, we're very excited to have the Hey Dudes in, and a big variety and a lot of sizes to choose from.
All right, we got a couple more down here.
Okay, you want to do the women's?
Oh, we're just doing guys. That's right. We're just doing guys right now. There you go. Now,
Those are women's there.
show me this real quick.
Okay, just a few other accessories we have for the men. That is a just like a wallet or a money clip made by STS.
Okay.
Only $15 on those. They're full leather, 100% leather. Area is always has a patriotic flag. And this is one that they've done recently. Brand new. We've not had it long. And they sell fast. We were unpacking them and sold one like that. So a very popular design there on those wallets by Ariat. So we've got all kinds of things for men. I think where we started with women's clothing and jewelry, you know, we it's hard to overcome that misconception, but lots of men's, probably more men's than women's, clothing, hats, caps, belts, boots, you know, you name it, we can get you outfitted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Social media, how do we find you?
Social media, we're on Facebook. We also have a Facebook group page and Instagram and also TikTok.
You got it. Love coming here, folks. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world, the Double C Western Supply, first down in football. Again, great sponsor, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Railroad Street in Elizabethton. Double C Western Supply.
I walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if I help somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
How about new furniture for only $1 a day? At Cannon's, you can get your new furniture for about $1 a day and pay no interest. Over 700 items for only $1 a day. Plus, it's all in stock. No waiting, and you could be enjoying your new furniture tonight. Come to Cannon's today and save.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hope I can get through this segment. This is hilarious. This guy is a hoot. Here's our pastor. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Let's see, I got everything turned up, and I do. So, here, grab that. I think you know how to use the microphone.
I'll hold the microphone. That'd be fine.
Yeah. You and Miss Lewis.
I've done that before.
I was going to say, you and Miss Lewis coming up next. She knows what she does. She's a pro now. So, all right. So, here we go. We were there, and we did the Vol Walk. First off, thanks to John Holtzclaw. Got to thank him for the tickets. He said, you boys want to go down? I said, yeah. And so I asked Pastor Fowler if you want to go see the Big Orange play, and he said, "Can I get milk? We're ready to roll."
And we're ready to go.
We're ready to go. In fact, when I called him, I said, you want to go? And it's like, yeah, there's about 10 seconds there, like, what, are you kidding me? What are you smoking? Of course I want to go. So we went. We loaded up. Had a good time. Got down there and went to the Vol Walk. So, you know, you asked me 2 or 3 times during the course of our being down there what was it like, and I thought, blew me away. Of course, I didn't say much,
Right.
because I was processing. But I got home on the ride home in the car, and I thought, wow. I mean, the atmosphere was electric, wasn't
The
it?
atmosphere is pretty nice. It's been a long time. But, you know, when you're a Tennessee fan, I grew up a Tennessee fan. I mean, I go all the way back to, I can tell you where I was in watching the Sugar Bowl 1985. And, like you go back, you just grow up with it. And so these big games, and it's kind of fun, just fun atmosphere. And there was as good a crowd and as electric crowd as I've ever seen. So
Yeah. Well, he knew what flipped my trigger, and I videotaped it. And at one point, he leaned over and said, "Don't turn it off to get ready to run through the tee." I said, "What?" So the Pride of the Southland Band blew my socks off. Those guys and ladies, they're awesome.
they are. And we was watching the pregame, and
Yeah.
I said, "You want to watch this?" And then they marched the other end of the field, and I think you thought it was over. I said, "No, don't stop recording just yet." I said, "When you see them form, you got to watch them run through the tee, and they put on quite a show."
The old boy sitting beside me, of course, he knew I was like Jethro Bodine. He said, "This is what he told me." You couldn't hear him because it was so loud. He said, "You ever been to a game before?" And I said, "No." He said, like, it shows, like, you're a goober. It shows, because I kept saying, "Wow, look at that." And I punch him and go, "Look at that." And I don't even know what the guy's name was. I know he's from Madisonville, Tennessee. That's all I know.
I don't know. I just know that we go early. We get our seat because I know what it's like when you're supposed to sit in those. I don't know if it's 16 inches, 14 inches, 12 inches. I don't know what we're supposed to be sitting in, but of course, then this old boy beside comes in. There's a little spot right between me and him. Brings his, I think it's his daughter. And he looks like he's from Gold's Gym. He's got arms about as big as my legs. He's trying to squeeze in there. We're shoulder to shoulder. And then I said, "Tom, be careful. You never know because the other end's open." And this boy comes walking in beside you. He got a dress about 380.
Every bit of it.
Field dress, every bit of it.
Oh, baby, he's a hoss. So,
And then I'm looking at that guy, Mr. Gold's Gym beside me, and I'm no small sack of taters. And then there's you, and then that guy comes in. And I'm looking in that row, and I'm thinking, I don't know who those 6 people are supposed to be sitting in those 4 seats that are left. And it worked out. I was like, "Oh, it ain't bad." There's going to be some young, teenage, small looking, but then that big old boy from Florida showed up after the game started, won't know where his seat was.
I said, "There's no room in the inn, sir. There's no room, Bubba." But anyway, this bodybuilder, so every time he would go like this, you would lean, and so I drank my Coke Zero half like this for most of the game because you had your elbow up like this.
He was sitting like this, but the problem is his arms as big as my thighs. And I'm like, man, they got 4 of the biggest human beings that sitting side by side.
There was some meat on the hoof. On row 63, but man, what a game. So, and the atmosphere, like I said, the Pride of the Southland, and just when they started playing the football game, Tennessee's a real deal, aren't they?
Tennessee's offense is a real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about me watching the game, but when you grow up watching these Florida games and they knock you out of playing for national championships, you have that sick feeling in the pit of your stomach the whole time. You're like, just don't let this happen again. Just don't let this happen again. And then they recovered that onside kick, and you're like, oh, no.
I watched you. Your whole demeanor went, "Oh, no. Here we go." And I said, "Hang on. They're going to be all right. They can't win. They can't beat this."
Yeah, I was glad old Napier went for two touchdowns ago.
That's it.
And I know they're giving a hard time about it,
They are.
and rightly so, but I was glad that was not a 3-point game, and they recovered an onside kick.
Yeah. So the atmosphere, incredibly cool. Saw the ball walk, and Heupel come walking right past us. I didn't know who all those guys were. They're all dressed in street clothes and big uns and little uns, but they were all UT players. Everybody went bananas over them in the band. And so there we go. He says, "We're going to eat before we go to the game." I said, "Okay." He said, "I guess I can give him a plug because it's in Knoxville." He said, "We're going to go to the Dead End Barbecue." I said, "Okay." I said, "Where's it at?" He said, "Well," he said, "just ride with me." I said, "Okay." Of course, I don't know where I've never been. I don't go the back roads of Knoxville. I go 40 in and out, go to a field, call a ball game, come back home. I'm an old country boy. I want to get back up to where a traffic jam is 4 cars out here on Elk Avenue. That's what I like. He says, "Well, just ride with me. We're going to the Dead End Barbecue." I said, "Okay, this is a good place. It's my favorite place in the whole wide world." I said, "Okay." So we get in there, and Lacey, I believe, is the girl's name that took care of us, and so we had a good meal, and
We did.
we ate hard. And ate good.
I told you, I said, now we're going to be there when they open.
And we were.
We were there when they opened. I said, because we got to get in there. Once you get down in that traffic at the ball game, you're stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm going to spend the kind of money, I ain't going to buy a $12 hot dog or whatever. So I can get a bad hot dog at Walmart or whatever, And so we ate the burn-ins, and I tried to get him to eat fried okra, but you
Couldn't do it.
it.
No, I couldn't break down and do
Had
that.
burn-ins, had a couple ribs,
Yeah.
and had smoked sausage, couple slices of brisket, and it's a real deal.
There we are. He said, "You're one of the few guys ever in my life I've ever looked up to." So there we go. That's old Mo and Joe down the ball walk, right?
Yeah, no, you got to tell them the truth. I tried to explain to them. I said, now they're going to checker kneeling. I said, we got to find out what section we're in to find out what to wear.
Yeah.
And of course, you're in a borrowed orange hat and a borrowed T-shirt. I mean, a borrowed polo shirt.
There it is.
I said, Tom, we're supposed to be in white, but at least I'm going to put you in orange. You can't wear that Marshall green to the UT game.
Yeah, because I told him on the phone, this was a classic. So he said, "What are you wearing tomorrow?" This on the way to Anderson County. I said, "Well, I'm going to wear green." He said, "Green?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to wear Marshall green because I got a shirt that says on Saturdays we'll wear green." He said, "You can't wear green to the UT football game." "Why not? Marshall's my school." We said, "No." He said, "Hang on a minute. We're supposed to wear a certain color." So you got a little antsy.
Well, I was trying to explain it to you, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I said, "Well, there's this checkered kneeling," and of course, Mr. Van Huss was with you, and he understood what he was talking about. So he's looking up the row and the seat, and of course online. And then now, after a little while, you're like, "Oh, I understand what you're talking about," because it was pretty cool. I said, "You're in orange in a white section. It'll be okay because the big picture." I said, but it's pretty neat. And you did it. Did you enjoy the checkered kneeling?
I did. It was awesome.
It's pretty neat to see.
Oh, the whole thing was, he kept asking me, it's like, I think you thought I wasn't having any fun. I took everything in the process. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Man, this is nice." He said, "Well, you're not clapping." I'm not a clapper.
Now, I did finally, Rocky Top, and I don't scream and holler at ball games.
No,
I really don't. Now, the old boy he's three tall boys in and behind us, and he thought for sure Coach Highpool could hear him. Because everything he said, I think he thought them guys down there, we're 63 rows up. He's a row or two behind us. He thinks they can hear him. At least that Liquid Courage made him think they could hear him.
Liquid Courage.
He's telling them what to do. I'm like, well, I appreciate him.
He called him out, "Josh,
Yeah.
throw the ball." And I'm thinking, who's he talking to?
It's like, I don't get it. And, of course, I have to confess, sitting in the stands sometimes on Friday night, I think that people think our coaches can hear him too. But anyway.
It was a good experience, man, oh man.
But now Rocky Top, I don't scream and holler at ball games, and I really don't scream. And Saturday I'm gonna preach. I ain't gonna yell too much anyway. But I did get you one time the Rocky Top. Woo, yeah, one time finally.
Yeah, good old Rocky Top. Woo! And I went woo, and he looked at me like.
I finally got him to do it. Of course, good news is you had a few chances to hear Rocky Top yesterday.
Oh yes, yeah, and it was. Again, an incredibly cool atmosphere. Loved it. Thank you again to John Holtzclaw for giving us the tickets. That was my first trip down to K-Town. I guess I'll go back. So
it was good.
Yeah.
And the whole the crowd, the ball walk, and
it was good.
Of course, people make a game out. We talked a little bit about that, and even we joke a little bit about it. But, I mean, we think of other people like you don't fuss at other people, but you think about it. I mean, we're talking about what we're going to wear, where we're going to sit, where we're going to park. A lot of process goes into our mind to enjoy that game, which we did. There's nothing wrong with going to a football game, but it does make you think about money. Like we talking about Dead End Barbecue, I'm like, I'm gonna spend the money. I got a 4-meat platter. I knew it was gonna cost me some money, and I said I'll buy Tom's lunch because Anyway, so I knew it was going to cost me. So I said this yesterday. It's like I spent $60 for lunch, which, it's not a $10 Chick-fil-A lunch. And I'm like, that's okay. Because I'm okay because it's a Vol game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I'd go to church and they needed $100, how would I feel?
Exactly.
And if you're not careful, you think about your priorities. And, that's what the Bread of Life was about yesterday, really. He said, people are laboring for that which is necessary, which is meat for your body, but not necessarily those things that are spiritual or essential. And sometimes we want to fuss at them, but you have to do inventory in our own life, and, there's some truth in that. We had a good time, though.
We did. Now, down to Dead End Barbecue, he got that 4-meat platter. Now, this man talks for a living, as you can tell, and does a very good job. You need to come here and preach, or check him out on the what's that thing called? We're rolling?
Facebook,
YouTube. Thank you. Streaming it. Anyway, he got in that 4-platter meal, 4-meat platter.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to make small talk. Yeah, well, what do you think's going to happen today? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm thinking, he ain't talking. He's grunting, but he ain't talking. So I said, what do you think about last night's game?
Well, I have a simple philosophy.
So,
I eat my food when it's hot, and we talk when it's over. And so that's just kind of the way I operate. Now, I will say Friday night, and that was one really, I hate our boys didn't pull that out. And and but that was a great game
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I mean,
It was a good
and,
game.
they did some things and grew up, and they're getting better. I wish they'd have won for their morale, but
We're going to be okay.
they're gonna be okay. You figured some things out, and
Saw Dalton Mitchell at church yesterday, and I said, look, you know what I'm most proud of you? Not what you did Friday night, because you had a great game. Kids had a great game. I said, you know what I'm most proud? You're in church on Sunday morning. You're in here with your girlfriend, whatever her name is. He said, okay. I said, to me, that's more important that you're in church on Sunday, because football, is it temporal or is it temporal?
oh, it's very temporal.
Yeah.
And Maddie sang Sunday morning, and I thought about that. And I said something a couple weeks ago. I mean, like I want our girls basketball team to do well. As a matter of fact, I want them to win the state. I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if Maddie had the year of her life. And I'd like to see a gold ball. But at the end of the day,
Here
it's
we are.
temporary.
Yeah.
And,
here we are.
I just don't want to be one of those people. Now, look, I love sports. I do. I watch Tennessee. Been watching them since I was a kid. And you go listen to John Ward while he's working outside. I like it. I like high school sports. High school and college sports favorite. I don't really do much with the NBA or the NFL. I like it. I enjoy it. It's an outlet for me. But all that passes.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in what kind of I'm on the girl side, but what kind of mama you going to be in 5 or 10 years, and what kind of wife you're going to be, and what kind of citizen in the community, and
Yep.
that's really more important to me than touchdowns. I just don't want to be one of these people, and I see them everywhere. They live vicariously through their kids,
Yep.
and you watch them on Friday night. And the sad part is their best life was the 3 or 4 years they was in high school. All they remember is 1982 and 1994. And I'm like, well, dude, you got kids and grandkids, and
Yeah.
and there's more to life than this, So
Love this guy. He's good. He can shuck the corn. Go check out on the Facebook page of the church his sermon yesterday about I am the bread of life. Good stuff. So, will you come back? We got to take off now. We've talked our way through. Will you come
we've
back
talked
next
our way
week?
through. We will.
Come back Fall
Come
Festival?
back. Fall Festival is
Yeah.
Saturday, so
Yeah.
homecoming, all that. We can talk about that another time. But we had to relive the memories.
Yeah, just a
And,
couple of good old boys.
Good old boys, never
No
mean no
joke.
harm.
Never
I
mean-
have to say this: I was on. There's 100 and whatever thousand people there, and I'm walking down through there, and this teenage boy yells, "That's Tom Taylor!" I turn around and I'm like, I guess, and so I recognized them. They're from some local school because I've seen the parents before. But I'm like, I guess you're a celebrity,
It's no country boy talks.
No country boy talks. But
Yeah.
now we did meet a couple people that knew
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it is.
And so
That's all right.
I mean, nobody said there's Mark Fowler. Nobody.
Except your daughter when she found
we
you in
finally
the crowd.
Finally found him in the crowd. But other than that,
Gotcha.
but
You come back next Monday to talk Fall Festival?
we will.
All right.
We will.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Great trip down to Knoxville. She's here. Andrea Lewis is ready to go. And on behind that, my man Tanner Cook's in the house. Sports writer, John City Press, King Sport Times News. Yeah, we're going to hear about the Yankees. We'll make that about 18 seconds and move on because he loves the Yankees. He's going to tell me they're playing terrible. Okay, whatever. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. She joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Talking to our buddy Greg Moppin. Let's talk oil changes. In, out, on your way. Tell us about getting an oil change of Abilene Express Care.
No need for appointment reservation. Just come in. It's a pull-through service. We're going to be here about 15 minutes. We got new customer forms out there. If you've not been here before, we're going to take your basic information, and we're going to put that car in the database right there. It's going to pull up everything Josh needs to know. We got Josh on the bottom today, so he's going to clear it, make sure everything's good before they start. And since that process starts, he's going to drop it. He's going to check all the fluids up top. He's going to air the tires up. He's going to check the wipers. He's going to reset that maintenance light, and in and out in about 15 minutes.
Yep. If you're here more than 15 minutes, there's something wrong, right?
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Abilene comes in and checks us quarterly. They come in top to bottom, make sure the product's where they should be, make sure the products are what they should be, and make sure we're running it. Abilene, at the end of the day, has the top quick lube program
In the country.
In the country.
3 oil changes: conventional, semi-synthetic, max life, and full synthetic. You have 3 to choose from,
We
right?
got 3 to choose from. We've got everything from 0-20. We've got 0-16 now, ultra thin, and some of the new stuff's gone for that. 540, 1540, 0-30, 0-40, 530, 520, 1030. We've got those in conventional. Most of those zeros are going to be synthetic or full synthetic or synthetic blend. But if your car calls for it, we've got it.
Hours are open.
We are open 8 to 5:30 through the week, 8 to 2 on Saturday.
You're in, you're out, you're on your way here on Railroad Street in Elizabethton. Again, look for all the U-Hauls. You know you're right to the right place, the Valvoline Express Care. They don't mess around, folks. You stay in your vehicle, you pay out there, you stay if there's any questions, and, of course, you will be asked to start it back up and all that, so that aids in getting you out in a quick time. So 15 minutes or less, you're out of here, folks. I'm telling you. And the last time I had mine done, 12 minutes and 24 seconds, so they don't mess around. You're in, you're out, you're on your way. Valvoline Express Care, one of our great sponsors of Cyclone Football and Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look who stopped by. Yeah, there you go. He was funny. Now, he's gone. Well, he's up there. You can't hear me now. He was hilarious. Oh, he was hilarious. So he wanted to cheer, and he's like, "Are you going to cheer?" I said, "I'm just not a cheering kind of dude." So, but I'm excited for Tennessee. I want them to win, but am I going to go out there and, pump my fist and do cartwheels? And you scream and holler at the games?
Oh, yeah. I really get into it.
All right. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I just ain't, it's bad English. Just not who I am, but I enjoyed it. Again, for me, the band was out of this world good. I love bands. There's a big band competition coming over here next Saturday you need to be a part of. I keep pointing over there. It's Elizabethton High School. 13 bands are coming in. I'm a big band dude. I've never played in a band, but I'm just a huge proponent and appreciation of, when Tennessee came, you've been there, the Pride of the South, and they come, I guess they do it every game. It's the first one I've been to. They come down the field and it's shaped like a T, and they stop and they bow and keep trucking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I'm watching them. I'm watching for a screw up. It's like they don't miss a beat. I mean,
Did you miss the ball walk or did you make the ball walk?
I saw the ball walk. Yeah,
oh, it's awesome too.
Yeah, Heupel came right by me, and I didn't know who. I said, "Who's that guy?" He said, "Who's that dude? Everybody's high fiving." So he's like the manager or something. He said, "It's the coach." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He said, "You're like Gomer Pyle going to or Jethro Bodine going to the ball game." So anyway, it was great. Tennessee won. They're 8th in the country. So right now you got Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Top 4 or 4 out of the top 10 are out of the Southeastern Conference. We're going to talk about that coming up. Tanner's going to be here in a few minutes. We're going to put him to work talking college football and Major League Baseball. But this young lady's here with us, one of our great sponsors on the show, obviously, with Northeast Community Credit Union. She was sitting over, I watched her a couple of times. She's taken 2 or 3 big gulps of breath because she had a long weekend downtown, but it was a good one, wasn't it?
It was a really good one, and the weather was perfect Friday. It was pretty good Saturday. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, but there were so many people and so many giveaways that we handed out. It was just wonderful. We met new faces and a few people moving into town and all that fun stuff.
Now, were you there Friday night?
Yeah.
So you saw the Grascals?
I did not. I went back for the Isaacs yesterday, which is the best vocal
they can do
I think I've ever heard.
Yeah. They're incredible.
Person. I thought it was Martina McBride up there singing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
Yes.
They were really good.
They are really good. And they have a heart for what they're singing about.
Yeah.
Singing for the Lord. The Isaacs, if you don't go to you can go on YouTube and look them up. It is Becky and Sonia and Ben and the mama's Lily. Yeah. And that's primarily the 4 vocals. And they harmonize. They can do it.
It's just, they're so good.
Yeah.
I could listen to them all day.
Yeah. So kudos to, we talked about this last week, kudos to Elizabeth and bringing in the likes of Crowder, Big Daddy Weave. I always get these guys wrong. Kip Moore and the other guy, Dylan Scott, or it's Dylan Moore and Kip.
It's Dylan Scott.
Dylan Scott, Kip Moore, and Carson Peters. Then you had the Grascals, Ricky Skaggs, and the Isaacs. For a little town, I say little, it's not. This is not Atlanta, Nashville. For let's say a town the size of Elizabethton, Parks and Rec in the city, fantastic job. Fireworks, I was told, over the top cool on Saturday. So it really was a good event.
Yeah, we really want to thank Downtown Elizabethton Main Street, City of Elizabethton, Elizabethton Parks and Recreation. They have done a wonderful job, and it shows. And I know they worked really hard, and y'all may not hear it enough, but we really appreciate it. If you're out there, the Northeast Community Credit Union really, really appreciates it. So,
yep, we do. We do. So does the Tom Taylor Sports Show. See, Baker says Creed got to go watch your Raiders play. He didn't watch much. Good grief. Sam Bowers and Owen Slade was the Tennessee game. They got in those small seats. Yeah, you've been there. So, but you're a small, petite lady. But for a big old boy like me, the seat's about as wide as this computer screen.
Yeah.
And it was tight with me, and I'm 6'5", Fowler's 6'3", and the boy beside him is a bodybuilder, so he's in there, and and the guy on my side's going about 380, every bit of it. And the whole time he's doing this. The whole time he's doing this, the whole game. So I'd stand up, and he'd hit me about right here the whole game, poking me in the ribs. It's like, really? So, but you couldn't go anywhere. You're just stuck.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
It's
It's
a
good
packed
stuff.
house, I'm sure.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was. So Tennessee, we'll go over that in a little while. 8th in the country. All right, so let's hit this. We're talking to our buddy Andrea Lewis from Northeast Community Credit Union. Business Spotlight. Tell me about that. What's going on with that?
We have Business Spotlight. It's free for all of our business account open our members. And so when you open your business account with us, whether it's a legal entity or a sole proprietor, you have the option to set up for free at one of our 4 locations. A month that is available. You could put your display, you could put your business cards, things like that. And we also will advertise it on our social media platform. So that's free of charge.
Yep. And so it happens every month. Free advertising for your business when you open your business account with them. And of course, every month you go downtown and do the Chamber Spotlight too, right? Is that correct?
We do the network meeting down there once a month. It's the first Wednesday of every month. And that is for any business or organization, nonprofit. You can come down. It's free of charge. There's no commitment at all. It's just free. We have coffee. And so if you want more information, you can email me at andrealewis@bmycu.org.
Loyal Home Rewards. What's this all about?
Yeah, so we have what's called Loyalty Rewards, which is another form of Loyal Home Rewards. It's a little different. If you have a mortgage with us, you can qualify for Loyal Home Rewards if there's certain qualifications you have to meet. If you do, the benefits are, include but are not limited to the following, consumer loan discounts, interest bump up for share CDs, a discount on GAP, and also the mechanical breakdown insurance. And then we also have free resources for that rewards program, such as cashier's checks, printouts, fax, wire transfers, stop payment, check cashing, free box of checks a year. So it's a lot of perks.
A lot of bells and whistles.
Yeah.
We'll give you the social media in a moment. Of course, the locations, the home base is right behind Elizabethton High School, but we'll talk about that coming up here in a few. Next month, 70th birthday in October. Tell us about that.
Yes, we're really excited. We were originally chartered in 1952 of October, and so we're really excited to come out and celebrate 70 years. It's the birthday of the credit union, so we're going to have some fun things, and just be on the lookout for that on our social media and our signage and so forth. So, yeah.
It'll be like Mardi Gras. It's going to be a month-long celebration, too. Not just one day. The entire month of October, we're going to be celebrating the 70th birthday of the Northeast Community Credit Union. So we'll have her back and talking more about that. And things are going to be going on and evolving all month long for their, as we said, month-long birthday. Social media, how do we find you?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or our website is, bmycu.org, or you can find us on YouTube.
Tell us about how the employees, if they pay $1, I think this is a really cool thing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, if you want to wear your jeans on Friday, you pay $1, and then that adds up. And by the time Thanksgiving, Christmas rolls around, we actually will have a love fund, and we have a little committee that decides where it goes, who needs it. We also have MSRs that will let us know who they feel like would need that as well. So we give out gift cards and money and food, and just, it's a great fund.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a great way for their employees to give back to the community, and they do that. And that's all you got to do is wear jeans on Friday, throw $1 in the pot, and that'll, over the course of a year, that'll add up to a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, good stuff. Come back next week.
I'll be here, you know it.
All right. That's one of our great sponsors, again, of Cyclone Sports, and, of course, the Tom Taylor Sports Show, everybody right here. Andrea Lewis of Northeast Community Credit Union. So you're a big Tennessee fan, so you're happy. It's all good.
I'm so happy. I went shopping. So Saturday was busy. I ended up at the Covered Bridge, working that 10 till noon. Then I went and done some shopping, decompressed, and
retail therapy is what they call it, isn't it?
Retail therapy, and then I went to eat, and we watched the game, and in the Tennessee fashion, you think you got it, but you just...
Down to the last play.
Yeah.
When he was...
That was so...
when he was, of course, I'm beside him, and he's a big UT guy, and I'm from West Virginia, so I'm learning to like the
Right.
Vols. So I just don't have it like everybody else had it because I wasn't born here.
Right.
But I'm acquiring it.
Mhm.
But when I watched that onside kick and they field on the fly and they go down the near sideline, and I look over to him, he's like,
We knew it was going to happen. Like everyone knew the onside kick
Yeah.
is going to happen. You just
Yeah.
hope you're going to end up with it.
yeah.
I mean, that was going to be the next play.
But they didn't. Florida got it, but they didn't. They couldn't punch it in. And of course, the Vols won it, and they're off this week. By the way, that's a bye week. They'll go to LSU next Saturday. So I'll see you next Monday.
You'll see me.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Did you try the Autumn Spice milkshake yet?
I did,
And
it was fantastic.
you liked it? Okay.
Yeah, they've got the what? They got the chicken enchilada soup yet?
Yep.
It's back
Yep.
in back in season here.
Yep. So what do you got a hankering for up here today?
I don't know. I eat so much chicken. I love chicken.
Well, you come to the right place. Get
yeah,
you some
I did.
chicken. There you go.
There's no beef here, right?
No beef. Where the old Wendy's commercial? You probably don't remember that. The little girl would say, "Where's the beef?" You remember that? You don't remember
I've
that?
heard about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Thanks. Make me feel old. Thanks. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. My man's in the house, Tanner Cook, sports writer at Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Later on, Forrest Hope, athletic director Elizabethan joins us. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethan, show number 1708. They said it wouldn't work. 1,708th show. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Bailey Sports Show.
You know I like it a lot, yeah. You know I like what you got, yeah. Whenever we're together, the feeling lasts forever. I think it's kinda clever. We can be the same, la la. But we can be the same, la la. But we can be the same. But we can be the same, la la.
Discover what you love at MaryKay.com or with your Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant.
Hi, this is Mandy Lewis with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Did you know we can quickly and conveniently deliver Mary Kay products directly to you? We offer easy-to-do home and office delivery. Avoid standing in a line for your skincare products when Mary Kay can ship them right to your door through the customer delivery service. Find out today how we can ship the hundreds of quality Mary Kay products right to your door. Contact me today at marykay.com/mlewis10377. That's marykay.com/mlewis10377.
Talking to Dr. Justin Smith, one of our great sponsors here at the Tom Bailey Sports Show, Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. A lot of them out there. What do you feel like separates physical therapy services from all the competition?
Well, number one is that we're local. The money that you spend with us stays here. This is not a large corporate venture that your money goes to Florida or Miami or up to Chicago or wherever. We are a true mom and pop facility. We pride ourselves on that, number one. Number two, we don't have a bunch of higher-ups, VPs, multiple presidents that we have to end up making a bunch of profit to be able to pad their pockets. The money that we make in physical therapy services, we reinvest back into the community. So that's why we have our Class 4 laser, we have our Ultra G, we have all the equipment that nobody else in the area has. And we can provide services and for the people of Elizabethton, of Carter County, Roan Mountain, Hampton, Stony Creek, Mountain City, Johnson City. That's why we have people from all over the area that flock to our facility because they know they're going to get the best care, state-of-the-art care with the most state-of-the-art equipment.
It's awesome. Can't top that, folks. Great sponsor of the Tom Bailey Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. The great folks at Physical Therapy Services. Yep, I did. There he is. Tannis didn't have you on the screen. There you go. Yes, sir. I did go to my first game. What do you think?
Oh, I've always
Go-
I've gone since I was like 2 years old. It's a lot of fun. How'd you like it?
Oh,
It's pretty cool, isn't it? I know going to Marshall's pretty cool with everything over there in Huntington, but Tennessee's special.
Oh yeah. The Fowler asked me, he said, "How's it compare?" I said, "Well,
Marshall's kind of small.
14,000 people at school. I mean, so it's a smaller scale. Tailgating's there. I don't know if they do the herd walk. I don't know if they do that. And I've been up there. When I was doing their play-by-play, they didn't, but that was a long time ago. But it's the same thing. But no, I mean, even Heupel said the other night on the show after the game going down the road, he said, there's just nothing like the Tennessee fan base and the ball walk. And I'd heard about it, but when I experienced it, on the street and all those people. But again, I keep going. But what got me was the band.
Yeah,
that band.
Yeah, Pride of the Southland's pretty awesome.
Oh, I mean, and I kept watching them, because they're going down the field. For the angle, I keep thinking, okay, there's going to be somebody out of line or there's a foot. No. It's like boom, boom. I mean, they don't miss a beat.
No, they don't.
No.
That's why they're one of the best in the country.
Oh, I got jacked up on that band, getting goosebumps talking about them. They are good, very, very good. So, all right, top 25 college football. Another coach, Scott Frost, Nebraska. Herm Edwards, Arizona State today. Jeff Collins of Georgia Tech fired.
Yep.
Couldn't get it done, so he's gone. There'll be others, I'm sure, because the heat's on. So here we go. Mario Cristobal down in Miami's not.
Yeah, he ain't doing too good, especially, I mean, I think Middle was like a 4-touchdown underdog or something, and man, Middle Tennessee State put on a show. They're pretty decent.
Yeah. Now, are we unrealistic? I mean, a guy loses a game, and all of a sudden, we're talking one game, we start canning people. Are we pulling the plug on these guys too soon?
I think some of them we are. Now, Scott Frost, that was a different situation. The guy couldn't win a one-score game to save his life.
Yeah.
The Georgia Tech guy, I think this was like his second or third season. They've been not very good. So
I've got the story here. Let's see what the story is on this guy.
That one might have been coming. He just needed, one domino to fall.
10-28 at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that ain't too good.
7-19 inside the ACC.
Yeah, that ain't too good.
No. And now Todd Stansbury, who has ties to East Tennessee State.
Yeah.
He's in trouble as athletic director. They're going to get they may clean him too. I don't know why, but so anyway, here's your top 10: Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan. I'm telling you, sitting there, I've said this for the last 3 or 4 weeks, sitting there real quiet like a Cheshire cat. Clemson.
Yep.
Southern Cal, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, North Carolina State. Yep. Anybody undeserving of the top 10 and out of that group?
SC, USC, they ain't played anybody.
No.
Their schedule's very light, and they've barely beaten a few teams that they should have beaten the tar out of. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lincoln Riley's a great coach, but I don't think they're deserving of 6th. Kentucky, they're kind of on that border. I mean, they've not had the best of schedules yet. They beat Florida, but we beat Florida too. I mean, Tennessee beat Florida too. So I mean, it's I think those are 2 teams that are kind of undeserving right now. I mean, Kentucky, this is probably their highest ranking since Bear Bryant was there the last time. It's been a
long time.
It's been a long time.
Well, and for Southern Cal, it's to me, I'm reading these polls, it's almost, and I have nothing basis on it, it's my own personal opinion, but it's like, okay, SEC, Big Ten, grab somebody out there and put them in there because we need to have some parity. We need to spread this thing around. So let's pick Southern Cal. They're over on the left coast. They're out in the Pac-12, or now soon to be the Big Ten. So we'll put them in there. I don't, you've heard me since you and I have been doing this show together. When you come or get nice enough to come be a guest. Strength of schedule, who have you played? Well, we're 8-0, but you play a bunch of cream puffs, it doesn't count. Southern Cal's schedule compared to the SEC, not even close.
The Pac-12, especially this year, with Oregon losing at the beginning of the season, and there's been a few other upsets. Utah was supposed to be the team in the Pac-12 South, and they got beat by Florida in the opening game, and now we understand that Florida maybe really isn't even that good. That's kind of not a good look for the Pac-12.
Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Southern Cal, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, North Carolina State.
NC State's pretty good.
Yeah. They've got Clemson this week. It'll be a good ball game.
It'll be a good ball game.
Penn State, we'll get down to the top 25 in a moment. Who's playing where? Penn State, 11th, Utah, 12th, Oregon, 13th, Ole Miss, 14th, Washington, 15th. Then comes Baylor, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, West Virginia cracks the top 25. Then you have Arkansas, Minnesota, Wake Forest, Florida State's in at 4-0, Pittsburgh, and Kansas State. So, what do you think? Everybody good?
I think there's some good teams in there. I mean, there's some. I mean, 2 ACC schools in the top 10. That's pretty good. And Florida State coming on strong there. It's good to see them back in at least contention for a poll spot.
Southeastern Conference 7 this week in the polls. ACC's got 5, Big 12's got 4, Big 10's got 4, Pac-12's got 4. And the independent number 19, who's 19th? West Virginia or no? BYU are in. So that's your breakout of the conferences in the top 25. So let's take a look here and see who's going to be playing where. That's the SEC. So let's go to this one.
Okay.
Ranked teams, you've got Kentucky at Ole Miss, number 7 and number 14 on Saturday afternoon. What do you think about that one?
That's going to be a good ball game. I think Kentucky's, like I said, this is probably going to be their hardest game of the season so far. And then, Ole Miss is not an easy place to play. I would almost pick the Rebels in that one. I think Kentucky. I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still not going to show them enough respect. I'm not going to show them much respect. It's Kentucky football. I've watched Kentucky football my whole life. This is like a flash in the pan kind of thing.
All right. 22nd ranked Wake Forest at number 23 Florida State. What do you think about that one?
That's going to be another good ball game. I think Wake is for real this year. I think they're pretty good.
Got a couple of others. You got number 9 Oklahoma State at number 16 Baylor.
That's a good game. 2 high-powered offenses. I think, but Oklahoma State is a pretty good defense too. So I'll take the Pokes in that one. The next game, of course, you're looking at Bama and Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas coming off a real disappointment there against A&M where they doinked it off the top of the upright.
Mm-hmm.
That was a crazy ending. I mean, that's like a 1 in a million.
1 in a million chance. Yeah, I agree with
it. Arkansas picked a bad week to lose, and then you get Bama the next game, and that's not the best way to think. And of course, I think probably the game of the week here is the NC State and Clemson.
No question.
It's a massive game in the ACC, and this is a big, a prove-it game for NC State, if you will.
Yep, we're live here again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and want to say hello to my boys. Got them. I found the list, Carl. Carl and Michael and Mike and Ricky and Poppy and Javi and Raspy and the owner, Kevin Bade. They're out there working today. They got us on the boom box. They're hanging sheetrock somewhere. They were in Boone, North Carolina for a while. Now they actually moved to another job site. But hello, guys. Thanks for watching the show. You should be, I hope, sporting Tom Taylor ball caps. I hope. We got you some. So if you're not, wear them tomorrow. So there you go. Let's see. That's pretty much it as far as, top-ranked Georgia goes to Missouri. It'll be a blowout game.
Yeah, it's a blowout.
Yep. Ohio State has Rutgers. Nah. So let me think. Who else is playing top 25? Thursday night, BYU. Nah. 15th ranked Washington, UCLA. Probably not.
UCLA can't fill that Rose Bowl. Not even an 18th full. I mean, they've had like 2,000 or 3,000 fans there. That's it. It's
UCLA?
Yeah, that's terrible. Have you not seen the pictures?
No.
No, gosh, they can't fill they can't even get a quarter of the stadium full.
UCLA?
Yeah, they can't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're decent as a team, but the fans just will not come out to those games.
Too many things to do in LA.
Yeah. And Pasadena's like probably about a 20-minute drive from LA, but if you get bad traffic out there, it turns into an hour drive.
Yeah, you're hung out to dry. Yeah, no question. All right, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. Get this out of the way because he's going to sit and crow, and we're about crowed out over those Yankees, but I'm just
we're
teasing.
playing better. We are
I
playing
could care
better.
less.
We had a horrible August where we almost coughed up the lead, but we're doing a lot better this month. And of course, really big storyline is Aaron Judge and his pursuit of Roger Maris's record. I mean, one home run away from tying. This is now his fifth straight. Yesterday was his fifth straight game without a home run. He's sitting on 60. Maris, of course, hit 61 in 1961, and this year is the 61st anniversary of Roger Maris's 61, who actually hit the 61st home run the last day of the season.
Yeah.
So this is, and New York has a.
Hold that a little bit closer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, New York has a. I think it's a 3-game road series now with Toronto, and then they come home for 3 games against Baltimore, and then to end the season they have a 4-game series with the Rangers.
Oh, okay.
So they've got about 12 games left, something like that. Maybe I think it might be 10 actually.
Yeah, we're at 152. Looks like.
Yeah, that's
152. They're 94 and 58.
Yep.
They have clinched. So
yeah, they've clinched a playoff
spot.
So they've. I think their magic number's down to 2. That's what they said yesterday when the game ended prematurely.
Guardians are in. Cleveland's in.
Youngest team in baseball. No one gave them a chance.
Houston's in.
Nah.
You're not worried about them? They got 101 wins.
I mean, I'm worried about them. They're the best team in the AL.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was almost a foregone conclusion before the season even started. I mean, the Angels ain't going to do anything. Seattle's going to probably get in the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, so that's a good thing.
So the wild card right now is Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Seattle. I don't know what the order is, but that's the 3 teams. So
yeah.
In the NL, the Braves, game and a half behind the Mets. They'll play each other this weekend in Atlanta. So,
big series, huge series. If you're a Braves fan, you would love to sweep this series. You would absolutely love to sweep this series from the Mets. But I mean, New York's probably going to throw their 2 best guys. I would think DeGrom and Scherzer would go in this series. I mean, you almost have to. I would think this is a must-win series for New York because you do not want to lose that division because if you play in that wild card and you win the wild card series, you're probably playing the Dodgers in the division or series.
They also have Carlos Carrasco. They have Chris Bassett. They got a pretty good starting rotation, to say the least.
Yes.
Central Division Cardinals haven't clinched yet, but they got to be close. 6.5 over the Brewers.
Yeah, their magic number is I think 3.
3, yeah. And then the Dodgers at 106. You know, they were projected to be the winningest franchise in history. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but they got 106. They're the real deal, aren't they?
They're the real deal. They're the World Series favorite right now, overwhelmingly.
All right, think so?
I would think so, yeah. Have to be. I mean, 106 wins. The only other team right now with 100 wins is Houston.
Yep.
So, I mean, and I would think that the Dodgers are the massive World Series favorites here.
So you look at the Braves open up a series tonight in Washington against the Nationals. The Mets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees are in Toronto. Who got Severino going tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that okay?
I'm all right with it, but I mean, we should beat Toronto, but you know, everyone's.
Mrs. Tipton was on the TV. There you go.
A lot of the Yankees fans right now could really care less if we win. They just want Judge to get the home runs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping. I'm not a Yankees fan, but I was thinking, what a stick it in their craw to hit one against the Red Sox to break the record.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
work.
they, and you know, I mean, they had Roger Maris's family was there all week. His, I believe his widow was there, and his son Roger Maris Jr. was there, and of course, Judge's family and everybody was there to watch. They were there pretty much all week, and they unfortunately did hit a home run in the last 5 games. But at least from what I understand from the television broadcast last night, that the Maris family and Judge's family are going to make the trek to Toronto just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Hey, we're live again, as we said. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth and on the Tanner Cook. Let's switch to high school sports.
Yep.
What have you been covering? Soccer, volleyball, everything?
Pretty much everything, yeah. If you name it, I probably covered it already.
Yeah.
Had the district golf tournament last week, had some volleyball matches. It's been a crazy couple of weeks here.
Yeah. Who's your big daddy in volleyball right now? Science Hill?
Science Hill, but Westridge is coming on strong because they beat DB and Science Hill last week in back-to-back games. So that's pretty big. No one had beaten Science Hill in the conference this year until Westridge beat them, and they swept them. So that's pretty big deal there.
Logan Kemp's a good coach.
Logan Kemp is a great coach.
Yep, coaches at Westridge. every time I see him, he knows what I'm going to say. He always reminds me of Bob Seger. And every time I say, hello, Bob Seger, he'll go, hello. And he's like, shakes his head, goes, oh, and he's laughing. But he does look like him. He's
Yeah,
got
with the long hair, yeah.
hair and the beard. Absolutely looks like Seger back in the day. So Bob's aged a little bit since then, but back in his heyday on the album covers, Logan Kemp looks like him. So Westridge is good. Science Hill's good. Down in AA, the Three Rivers Link, Tennessee High is the team.
Tennessee High has gone through the league unbeaten. They're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. So that's your volleyball, and we got a tournament starting this weekend, I think. So
Next week.
Next week?
Yep, next week.
One more regular season.
One more week of the regular season.
And then we roll in. We'll be tomorrow night. We'll be streaming the Cyclones and Crockett for senior night. Only one senior for the Elizabethan team, J.C. Bauer. So we'll stream that tomorrow night at 6:30. By the way, big thank you. Got to say thanks. Let me stop right here. I know you don't care out there one iota about our numbers, but we had, and it's still climbing, at 7,000 views for the football game Friday night. That was on Facebook. YouTube, we're up to 500 on YouTube. And we had, this is what blew me away, 653 comments. So thank you all for all that you're saying and
good
kind
stuff.
words. Yeah. And it got shared 21 times. And I didn't realize, well, I did, but I didn't. So if you share it, if you watch it, you get, I get your credit. But if you share it to Nicole Kidman, you're getting ready to marry, and she does her dad, blah, 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 then we don't know where it goes.
Yeah.
All you can really account for is that one share,
Yep.
and it becomes a domino effect.
Yep.
So
Yep.
don't know who out there is watching, and those numbers are, exponentially are growing, but all I know is thank you. We got the Cyclone Network ready to go Friday night. Round 2 of the 4 cameras and everything set up to bring you the homecoming game against Sullivan East on Friday night. So
Oh, that'll actually be a pretty good game,
oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. They're averaging 35 points a game, East. And it was a track beat out there against Unicoi County. They finally beat them 56 to 35 or something like that.
Yeah, the Unicoi, the Edwards kid scored like 7 touchdowns. It's
Nehemiah,
crazy.
Yeah, Nehemiah Edwards. We're going to have Coach Rice on tomorrow to talk about that.
I love Drew. He is a terrific coach. He's got
Oh, yeah.
those kids believing.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
they're what, 5-0, 6-0.
6-0.
That's like the first time they've been 6-0 since like the 80s. So that's a huge accomplishment for them.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to go completely off the radar and say this, but for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I'm looking outside. The wind's blowing. It struck me this morning because it was been kind of breezy. We went for about 2-3 weeks. There wasn't hardly any wind.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was just kind of, it was
Yeah,
hot and muggy and no wind.
Yeah,
And,
the weather shift and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's we're in fall right now.
he's looking at me like, where are you going with this? I'm just looking out the window, seeing the wind blowing. I'm thinking, the wind didn't blow a whole lot last 2
No,
weeks.
you're right. I completely agree with you. I noticed it up at Bristol Cross on Saturday. We had a bunch of wind up there.
I'm just a simple country boy. I make observations and we truck on. So, soccer, who's the hot teams in soccer right now?
Science Hill probably in the AAA and in AA. I mean, excuse me, you got to look at Tennessee High. They're the runaway favorite right now in the girls soccer in AA.
Yep. Greenville pretty good too.
Greenville's, yeah, they're pretty good, but they're District 2, so.
Single A.
AA.
I mean, who's single A hot? UH, Chucky Doak.
I would guess UH and Chucky Doak are pretty good, yeah.
Yep. So, football. What'd you call football or covering football? Have you been covering some games?
Yeah, I've covered some games. I've seen a lot of teams this year. I got DB this Friday. They go to Jefferson County.
Be a tough game.
It'd be a tough game, yeah. Especially, DB lost at the very, very end, missing the 2-point conversion against Greenville. It's a heartbreaker to have the pass fall incomplete, or get stuffed at the 1. That was a tough loss for them. But I mean, Greenville's been a state power for the last decade or so, and DB had lost 4 straight against them. So stick within 1 point. I know Joey doesn't like to take moral victories, but this is that's a great step in the right direction, I would think.
Absolutely. No question. I'm sending him a reminder. Forrest Holt's going to be here at 12:30. Athletic director from Elizabethton. We've got homecoming Friday night against Sullivan East. As Tanner said, I think it's going to be a good ball game.
It's going to be a good ball game. Yeah, East can score. I mean, now y'all got an offense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, scoring 34 points on Anderson County when just face it, nobody gave Elizabeth much of a chance in that game. I mean,
You're right.
Take them to overtime. That's a terrific confidence boost for the Cyclones.
Absolutely. And, of course, you wanted to win, but we didn't, but we made a statement.
You made a statement that it's taken a little bit longer than it should have, but you're on the right track.
Told Sean Witten, ain't where you start, it's where you finish. It's where you're going to be in November, December.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
all that matters.
So, I mean, you want to get better each week, but ultimately, it's almost like teaching. I told him the other day, I said, these teachers teach the test for the TCAP in large part, not all the time, but in large part. I mean, it's out there looming in the white elephants of testing.
Oh, yeah.
The TCAP testing. And in football, I think all of them, you coach for the tournament. You coach for the playoffs.
Yeah, you coach for the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the baseball's getting set up now. They're getting ready to set in the rotation of the World Series and the playoffs. So, I mean, that's what we're doing. We got 12 games left, and most of the teams are in the playoff hunt. They're tweaking, and just like your Yankees getting ready. So yes, football polls come out tomorrow. I think it's pretty cool. We're getting a lot of statewide representation right here.
We've got a team from this area in every class except 1A, and I would think Cloudland's probably going to get some votes now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hampton's been number 1 in 2A for several weeks in a row now. I mean, DB's been in the top 10. They might drop a little bit because of the 1-point loss, but I wouldn't give them much of a drop. I mean, you lose by 1 point, you lose because you don't make a 2-point conversion. That's
against the number one team in the state.
Against the number 1 team in the state in 4A, yeah. And then, of course, Boone, they were off last week, but they play a big team this week in CAK on the road. They got a chance to go 6-0 for only the third time in school history.
Yep.
This is a good year for football up here. Really good year.
Unicoi County's ranked. They were 5th in the state last week.
Yep, I would think that they will jump. I mean, having a big comeback win and the big performance from Nehemiah like that, 7 touchdowns. I can't get over that.
Yeah, 7 touchdowns in one game.
Touchdowns.
Yeah. So, obviously, I would think when you guys pull the player of the week coming out tomorrow.
I would think it'd be Nehemiah, yeah.
When you score 7 touchdowns in one game, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Bo Jackson. What was the guy was it Marcus Dupree? Somebody used to do it all the time.
Yeah, Marcus Dupree did a lot in high school, but I mean, you got to think of Bo Jackson scoring on all those touchdowns. Yeah.
Barry Sanders used to get multiples. So there's other guys too. That's 2 that kind of jumped out at me. But polls come out tomorrow. Dobbins in 6A is ranked last week. 5A was Daniel Boone. 4A was Greenville. 3A was Unicoi County. Chucky Doak got an honorable mention last week for the Black Knights, and 2A was Hampton. And single A had nobody, but you're right, Cloudland probably will crack it this week, I would think.
Cloudland might crack it this week.
Yeah. So, on a personal note, are you racing? You back running?
Yeah, I've been back running. It's been a steady process, but I'm starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. I'm trying to run every day. It's been a process, but I'm starting to get back where I can get a lot of consistency now. And once the consistency builds up, I can just build little by little, and hopefully get back to where I was before. It's been a long process, but I'm just hoping to get back to where I can run 10 miles without stopping and not be all that tired anymore.
Yeah. So now do we have the dinner mints ordered? We have the napkins ordered. We got everything ready for this impending wedding. Got all the little, because that's big, the dinner mints and the little. You guys want little meatballs? You put the toothpicks in them, because I'm there for that. I can eat the whole crock pot.
I know you could.
Oh, I can. I'm telling you. I shouldn't tell this, but I'm going to tell it. I won't tell which wedding I was at. I actually got cut off at the meatball, the little wieners.
Oh yeah.
And the little meatballs in the crock pot. I'm taking that toothpick and I'm popping them. I'm going to get like 8 or 10 at a time. The lady said, "There's other people who can." Ma'am, I'm hungry.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
Somebody else would like to eat today.
That's pretty much what she said. I said, "Ma'am, I'm hungry in a Bear Cub." She said, "Well, there's fast food places everywhere. kind of go slow on the meatballs here on out. Would you please, sir?" I said, "Okay." So she said, "Can you interest you in some cake or something?" I said, "No, I just want these little wieners in that crock pot and them little meatballs." So are you guys going to have those?
I don't know. She's
You're not now.
She's in charge of that stuff.
He's going to text her and say, "Honey, you're not now. If you're going to have that, don't." So yeah, we did. We lost somebody today. I meant to say this earlier in the show. Legendary coach Bobby Chambers passed away. Yep. So,
he was at Tennessee High in Elizabethton forever.
Yep. And he was always down at Lincolnfield Drug Center. We used to come down. He's part of that. Those guys sit around the round table down there and solve the world's problems. And so I was told last week he was in tough shape and was in the hospital. So we lost Bobby Chambers today, or that passed away this morning. So there you go. And I appreciate that gentleman ever tell me about that. Thank you, sir. Bobby Chambers is a good man. He could coach, and he just in April he got put into the TSSAA
Hall of Fame.
So,
I was
April or June.
I was just glad he was around to see that, to have that happen in person.
Yeah. So anyway, Bobby Chambers, good guy, great coach, great official for many, many years, and so he passed away this morning. So certainly our thoughts and prayers go with the Chambers family and all those folks that are connected to him. So anyway, before you go back to the meatballs and so he's going to get on the phone and go, honey, I don't know if you. Number one, is Tom invited? If he is, cut out the meatballs.
Yeah, we ain't having those meatballs now.
That's terrible. You made me feel bad. I couldn't help. I was hungry that day. I just kept going back. I can still. It was a little green toothpick.
You remind me of Forrest Gump there at the White House when he had about 15 Dr. Peppers.
Well,
because they were all free.
Well, I was hungry.
He was thirsty. He knew when to stop.
Oh man, I come out. That plate was bowed up. I had all them little meatballs on there and little wieners. Then I threw some dinner mints on the side, and they got sloshed around in that barbecue sauce. I didn't care.
Oh,
I was hungry in the barricade.
Oh, that's just nasty. Come on, Tom.
I'm just telling you, I'm an old country boy. So, thank you for coming. It's always a pleasure. What'd you have to eat today, by the way?
I had the chicken club.
At the club, that would be number 7. Yep, the grilled chicken club. Good job. Come back soon, I hope.
I hope so.
What are we working on now this week?
Well, I got volleyball today and tomorrow, and then cross country Thursday, and then foosball on Friday.
Foosball on Friday. All right. Always a pleasure, sir. He's a jewel, so I know what's not going to be at his wedding. It's going to be meatballs and little wieners. They're going to cut that out because I'm coming. I don't know if I'm coming or not. I don't know if I've been invited. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this break. Forrest Holt's coming. He'll join as athletic director right after this time out. One of our great sponsors, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. On our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on at Ivy Hall right now?
Yes, sir. Ivy Hall, we're accepting long-term or short-term admissions. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, all insurances. We'd love to have you. You come out, you need some rehab, we'd love to help you. We got private rooms for rehab people. We can get you in, take care of you, send you home, and the food is absolutely out of this world.
Types of rehab you guys do?
Yes, sir. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy, and like I said, short-term or long-term residents. Yes, sir.
Yep. You also are looking for help?
Yes. I'm looking for RNs, LPNs, CNAs. If you want to be a housekeeper, laundry, kitchen, we're hiring. All departments are hiring at Ivy Hall.
Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or ivyhallnursinghome.com is where you go to fill out an application to work.
Love promoting these folks right here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It is the one and only right here in Elizabethton, Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
Need help finding that perfect gift? Jeweler's Bench provides the highest quality jewelry at incredible prices, providing unique jewelry for all occasions. With our own jeweler in-house, we offer custom-made pieces, as well as general maintenance and repair services. Whether you're shopping for yourself or someone special, we can help make your holidays sparkle. Always remember, you get more for your money at the Jeweler's Bench.
From our family to yours, we would like to thank you for supporting our business for over 20 years.
And as always, we wish you a
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Bobby Chambers family. Coach Chambers passed away this morning, so didn't seem not that long ago we saw him down at down at the Lingerfeld Drug Center. So I know we were there last week, and they said he was in the hospital, had been sick. So, again, Cyclone and a Tennessee High Viking for many years, Coach Bob Chambers, again, passed away this morning. So, again, send out our thoughts and prayers to his family for losing Coach Chambers. Again, he was just elected to the TSSAA Hall of Fame April or June. I can't remember which month he went, but he went down and got enshrined and put up there, and that's an awesome, and then his health took a turn, and so we lost him this morning. So, folks, it's the brevity of time. The Bible says you're a vapor, a handbreadth, you're here for a little while, and you're gone. So you got to remember that. And as I said when I was down there watching my first UT game, it struck me how everybody gets worked up over these games. Sports is one spoke in the wheel of life. Let me say it again. Sports is one spoke in the wheel of life. Some folks make it the only spoke. And when you do that, you're in for a long, hard road because it's just not reality. I know somebody this weekend was bragging because they threw the remote and destroyed it because they got mad at the game and threw it up against the wall and broke. Well, I broke another remote, and I'm thinking, what do you think of that? I think you're an idiot. That's what I think. If you get that worked up to throw a remote up against the wall and break it because your team's not doing good, in my opinion, you got to make some adjustments. But that's just me. So, do I want my teams to win? Was I disappointed we didn't win Friday night? Absolutely. Our kids laid on the line down there against a very good Anderson County team. But, it is what it is. I packed up the equipment, went home. And let me say this, too. You hear all this negativity when I go on the road. Greenville people are awful, and Anderson County people are awful. Let me tell you, when I went down there, Christian Poe was the gentleman's name. Christian No. It's Gavin's dad's the PA guy. They treated us like we were ESPN. We got treated with a red carpet treatment when we go to Anderson County. Everybody says, well, they're this and that, and they may be where you are, but I'm just telling you, the folks we dealt with, first class. In fact, he sent me a note and said, your broadcast team is a class act and class group. That would have been last Friday night. It was myself and obviously our superintendent, Richard Van Us. Don't think we're going to do anything crazy. Don't think we're going to go up and sucker punch anybody. I don't think I'd see my superintendent doing that. Bryce was with us, his son, and then Cassie Fowler was producing the ball game. So it was very kind. So I want whoever's, and I know Friday night some of those kids watched the ball game. I'm talking about the Anderson County kids' names popped up. They watched the game after the game. So if you're out there watching Anderson County, do we want to beat you? Absolutely. We want to beat you like a drum. You want to beat us like a drum. But you treat us, our broadcast team, with class. You are very classy, and I want folks to know that. Now, there may be some turkeys in Anderson County, but you know what? There's turkeys in Elizabethton, too. There's turkeys everywhere. So, turkeys, I mean people that act goofy and do crazy stuff. But for the people we were around Friday night, first-class treatment. And one of those class guys is right there, and he's going to join us after this break. Our athletic director, Forrest Holt, last time I saw him last week, he was parking cars to the Crowder concert, getting people in and out. We got homecoming coming up. We got a winding down fall sports schedule. Can you believe that? We are 90, I'll check during the break, I think we're 91 or 90 days away from Christmas. And fall sports are beginning to wind down, playoffs, or rather the tournaments right around the corner, postseason. Hard to believe. Football in week number 6. See, that blows my mind. You go through June practices and you go through that 2-week dead period. We all go to the beach or go somewhere, disappear. We come back and it starts preseason. You look up, cross country, girls soccer, volleyball, football. We've been living all this about golf. All those are working and going at it hard. And you look up and here we are. We're having senior night tomorrow night in volleyball. It's crazy. Daddy said he was right. The older you get, the faster it goes around. He's right. All right, Forrest Holt, athletic director, next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show from Elizabethton High School. We're talking to Dr. Contreras from Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors on the broadcast of Tom Taylor Sports and Cyclone Sports. You work with a lot of folks with back pain. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we do. It's one of the most common conditions that we get that comes into the clinic. So really what we like to do is do an assessment and see what kind of movement makes your back hurt, and then we move from there as far as getting you comfortable moving, but most importantly getting your back strong again so that it doesn't happen again and you can continue doing the things that you want to do on a daily basis.
Does it happen because the weekend warriors go out and do something they shouldn't be doing?
That's a lot of the times, yes. Yeah. Especially with gardening season, we get a lot of people that go out and garden and do too much too soon. But we also have patients that get back surgeries, and we just have to get them stronger so they can get back to doing what they want to do.
Yep. So Physical Therapy Services, 2 locations here in Elizabethton. How do we find you guys on social media?
Both of our clinics have Facebook accounts, but you can always reach out and give us a call at 543-0073. And just reach out. Our main clinic at 1975 West Elk is our orthopedic and sports clinic, and our other clinic next to the medical care building is our pediatric location.
One of our great sponsors, folks, of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Baylor Sports Show. Love promoting these folks. He's one of the gang now, Dr. Sylvester Contreras with Physical Therapy Services.
Need help finding that perfect gift? Jeweler's Bench provides the highest quality jewelry at incredible prices, providing unique jewelry for all occasions. With our own jeweler in-house, we offer custom-made pieces, as well as general maintenance and repair services. Whether you're shopping for yourself or someone special, we can help make your holidays sparkle. Always remember, you get more for your money at the Jeweler's Bench.
From our family to yours, we would like to thank you for supporting our business for over 20 years.
And as always, we wish you a
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And don't forget Pandora, again, Pandora's Jewelry right now. Buy 2, get 1 free. Certain exclusions apply. There are days you can't talk. I've been applied bit, so good grief.
Sorry, I'm probably going to not be able to talk either.
Certain restrictions apply, but buy 2, get 1 free for a limited time at Pandora Jewelry at Jeweler's Bench, right down the road here where we are at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. We're joined by, obviously, our last guest, Athletic Director Forrest Holt. So, what a football game Friday night. They gave us no chance. I'm telling you. I went down and understandably so. We're 1-3 going in. They're undefeated, second in the state. On paper, which you don't play them on paper. We should have been run off the field on paper, but we don't play it on paper. And our boys, they weren't boys. They became men, and they were men. They stepped up. They gave them all they wanted. It's a heck of a football game.
Well, I mean, for a minute there, it was pretty one-sided in our favor. I'll say this about our football team and our kids, because I know how much they invest, and I know how much every team in the area invests. They all invest a lot.
Yep.
You know, our record this year does not reflect the ability of our team. You know, and a lot of people talk about potential. Well, potential is just that, potential. It's not been, it's not been displayed, but this team does have a lot of potential, and this team does have a lot of ability, and so even with a loss this past Friday night at Anderson County, that was, in my opinion, that's super positive momentum for this group of guys and coaches. And again, I don't like to lose, nobody likes to lose, but they should be extremely confident coming out of Friday night, the way they played. And again, if they play like that, moving forward for the rest of the season, it's anybody's ball game at that point. And this is how we need to be playing, finishing up the season and going into playoff time, because if that's week 2 and 3 in the playoffs right now, we've got a chance.
When Mike had added up the records, 23-6 are the Cyclones' opponents' combined record, and 3 out of the 5 teams who played are ranked in the state. So that would be Greenville, that would be obviously Anderson County, that would be who's that we played? Daniel Boone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Science Hill's no slouch. So 23-6 is the combined record of our opponents so far, and 3 out of the 5 teams are ranked in the state. Are we making excuses? No, but we're also telling you we ain't playing cream puffs. I can tell you that. We're, Granger on paper was, on the scoreboard was a blowout, but those guys, they were popping the pads. They were laying the wood to our guys. So it wasn't like we beat up on some little rinky-dink team, because Granger's not. So Friday night, Solomon's coming to town. The Cyclone Network. Let me say one more time again. It almost sounds like I'm bragging, and I'm not. I want you to understand how important it is, how gratified I am when you all watch on the other end. So we had 7,000 views on Facebook. The YouTube is up to 500 YouTube views. We had over 653 comments. 653 people sent us something saying whatever they were said. So, am I saying, look at me? No. The Lord gives, the Lord takes away. No, I'm trying to say thank you, and you're in the camera for supporting Cyclone. I mean, we had them all over the place. Last week we had and I need to go back and see. There's some folks from Elizabethton vacationing in the Dominican Republic were watching the game down in the DR because they said they were watching on the beach. You know, Tracy Little was at the beach with her feet in the ocean, with her phone watching the broadcast in the ocean, sitting in a little chair in the ocean. So they're everywhere. Probably don't mean a hill of beans to you. I know Coach appreciates you all on the other end because we're getting the Cyclone name out there to Cyclone fans literally all over the world. Last week, Quebec City, Canada was watching.
That's awesome.
So,
I'll brag on you. It is awesome.
Well, and I'm not doing it for that reason.
I've had a lot of people since the last home broadcast, the Granger County broadcast, come up and say, wow, what a great production that was. And, they really enjoyed watching it. And, of course, listening to you broadcast the game. And it really is. It's great, and a lot of people have enjoyed it, and they let us know about it. So, it's awesome. Looking forward to it this
Friday
homecoming,
night.
Yeah.
What's Mr. Prophet's first name?
Daniel
Prophet. First to start to the maestro, Ronnie Brookshire, who comes in from Nashville to do this of his own time because he's a Elizabethton grad. Ronnie Brookshire, Larry Adams, Brenda Adams. Our ag teacher is Mr. Egan.
Jerry Agan.
Jerry Agan. I'm sorry, got his name wrong. Jerry Agan. Then you had Mr. Prophet, our principal, Dr. John Mitten, Carter Nagy, Stephen Van de Sandy, and Cassidy Fowler that I know of are back there. And we had 3 camera operators out there, and then everybody back in the studio, as we call it in the gym. We took in essence, a closet, made a studio out of it. So Tom Taylor and Ryan Presnell are a small part of this broadcast and what they're doing. The Cyclone Network got 4 cameras. We're going to add another one this week. I think they've got it fixed where there's going to be the running banner underneath where you has the time and the score and all that. I'm boring him. He's yawning.
No, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to recover from last week.
You're plumb tuckered out.
Son.
He goes nonstop. Anyway, just let me say one more time. And from I remember I used to listen to the late Rush Limbaugh. He'd say, I can't thank you enough for y'all listening to my show. This guy had 200 million people watching every day. And he was always just bowled over. He said he would go out someplace and say, hey, Rush, we watch you. He said, because you're in a room by yourself talking, when you go out and see people know that they're watching you, it's overwhelming. I do the same thing. So thank you. Enough about that. But Cyclone Network Friday night, ready to go against the Solomon East Patriots, who are averaging 33 points a game. They're a good football team. And they put up 35-36 against a 5th-ranked team in the state, Unicoi County, on the road Friday night. So this team's coming to town. They got a little head of steam. It's going to be a great game. In years past, quite frankly, Solomon East has been, I wouldn't say an easy team to beat, but they've not had the power teams they've in the past. But this year's very much an exception. They're a very good football team, and we'll have our hands full Friday night.
Yeah,
we're becoming a very good football team too.
Yeah, we're a good football team, and so, you can never overlook anybody.
No.
And again, I've said it many times. The bottom line is to go out and get better on Friday night and do what you do and do it well. So we need to come out and do what we did Friday night and play with confidence, play with enthusiasm. There was a great energy on the sideline this past Friday night. That's what we need to have. Confidence and enthusiasm, and do what they've been coached to do.
Every team has homecoming, every school, and so Friday night will be Elizabethton, so it's one of those opportunities. A lot of folks come back in town for homecoming to reconnect, and so
we've got a couple graduating classes coming to do a little reunion there at the game. They'll tailgate and eat before the game, and just come in and enjoy it together. So it's going to be a great night. We'll have our homecoming parade prior that kicks off at 6 o'clock. That goes down Jason Witten Way and into the student parking lot there, and then we'll do the Cyclone Walk about 6:15 right there and get going.
Yeah, we're going to work on. Where do they come down for the Cyclone Walk?
They come out of the at the CTE building down there, little side gate right beside the greenhouses.
Yeah,
they'll walk down the sidewalk. The drum line will play.
We got to
walk into the stadium.
We got to capture that. I went to my first ball walk on Saturday, and I'm sitting there thinking, Cyclones do that. We need to get this on camera. We need to catch these guys walking in. So, and then
It's awesome, and that that's when that carried over to the first state championship we played in 2019 down at Tennessee Tech, and they come out of the gym up there to walk down.
I'll never forget
and
that.
it was
lined.
all the way down to the stadium. I mean, that brought me to tears, gave me
Oh, yeah.
chills. And it was just, so we've kept doing the Cyclone Walk here, keep it up, and it's, a lot of people out there to cheer us coming to the stadium.
we got to capture
ready to
that
go.
Friday
Yeah.
night. So, gives me chills, Baker says.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So, I can remember we were up on top of the stands at Cookeville.
Yeah.
And it looked like they walked from here to Lowe's.
It was about a quarter mile.
Yeah.
It
And
looks
it
like-
was lined. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
3 and 4 deep, and they're screaming and doing the pom-poms, and
Yeah.
what an adrenaline rush for our kids.
It was
Had to
great.
be.
It was unbelievable.
Getting me goosebumps talking about it. So, anyway,
Yeah.
Friday night, if you don't have tickets, can we get tickets for the game? There's
Yeah,
tickets
so
available?
we'll always sell tickets at the gate. We're not going to sell out. Sell tickets at the gate. You can buy tickets on GoFan. That's gofan.co, not gofan.com. It's gofan.co. Type in Elizabethton High School, and you'll purchase tickets there. So, two ways to purchase tickets.
Yep. Kickoff 7:30.
Kickoff at 7:30.
Yep. Ball walk. Cyclone walk is
6:15.
6:15.
Yep.
We got to capture that somehow. I don't know. We're not even on the air at that point, but if nothing else, record it and
Yeah, get
stick it
down
in
there,
and replay
stream
it.
it on the iPad there.
Yeah, replay it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that'd be really cool. So that's going to be good. The APO store, they sell the whiz out of stuff.
They've had a great year this year.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Christy Riddle, thank goodness to her. She's stuck with it. She's worked really hard and to help support all of our athletic programs.
Mm-hmm.
So all the money the APO earns through clothing sale, and typically we'll do the carnival here, but they didn't come this year. So,
Mm-hmm.
but they support all of our athletic programs, and so thank you to Christy Riddle.
Yep.
And a lot of helpers, a lot of parents that have pitched in this year to really, make it good and get a lot more opportunities to open that booth up. So it's been great.
Coach Whitten will be here Wednesday to talk about Anderson County, get ready for Sullivan East on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Other fall sports, let's run them down because these other kids, they deserve to get a little pub too. So let's start. What's going on with soccer right now?
Soccer, girls soccer, doing great. They're really competing every game, and they play at home tomorrow night. It'll be senior night for the girls soccer team, as well as home senior night for the girls volleyball team.
Yep.
But soccer's been doing great. They've competed well. Coach Lauren Myers, a new head coach, first year, and she's doing great, putting her own,
spin on
identity, character into that team, and so, we're gonna keep growing and keep competing.
And you know how that is when you're at the workplace. Those of you out there watching the show, and you have a boss change or a new leader change, it takes a while to learn each other, and so a new coach. Lauren Meyer, in this case, our soccer coach, she's trying to learn the girls. Girls trying to learn her. Well, yeah, she's been around the program. It ain't the same when you're the head coach versus an assistant coach. So doing a great job there. Cross country is smoking
Countries, boys and girls, both are doing great. The boys have I would say they have a young team, but they're an experienced team. Young, experienced team. Usually you don't get that. So. They won this past Saturday, first place boys team at the Bristol Cross small division. I just got that info from Coach Newman, but they won first place as a team.
Awesome.
And their goal is to go to the state cross country meet as a team, and Tennessee mile split. Been talking to Coach Newman, and of course you got to go down and run a race.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen on race day. That's not just cross country, that's anything. If everybody stays healthy, they could finish, they've got a chance to win it, finish top 3, all the above. So they just need to stay healthy and get down there. The girls finished 6th in the Bristol Cross, and hopefully they can take a few individuals down to the state cross country meet as well and run. So they're doing great.
Then, of course, you have volleyball tomorrow night. We're streaming volleyball. It'll be senior night for the one senior J.C. Bowers, so we'll stream that. We are going to do a soccer at some point. I think they got another home one next week, if I'm not
Yeah, I think
mistaken.
so, yeah.
we're going to for the soccer folks out there, we try and get to everybody. It's not easy to do. We're trying to do we did Duggar volleyball, Tia Duggar soccer. I don't know if I can get to that or not because there's so much going on. And so I'm going to try, but I can't promise that. We are going to do volleyball tomorrow night. Then we get to see what else. Golf. What's going on
Golf
with
is playing right now. I just came from there. See, the boys team finished second in the conference tournament to Science Hill. They had another good year. Of course, last year they won the conference golf tournament. So we're playing as a team in the regional golf tournament right now at Elizabethan Golf Course. And those guys are battling, to win as a team and possibly send, individual or two to the state tournament, just like Tipton did last year, But, that's the goal. They're playing today, so that's great. We've got 2 girls also competing in the regional golf tournament today. Ashlyn Guy, and I apologize, and I can't remember the other girl's name, but we've got 2 girls playing in the region. That's a big deal for us. That's great.
Is it Maley Stout?
Yep. Yes, Maley Stout.
Maley Stout, yeah.
They're doing great.
That was a stroke of luck on that one because I've been reading it over the weekend, so that's the only reason I would remember that. Trust me.
That's really good because prior to that, we'd only had one girl, which was Rachel Williams' daughter, Hannah Williams, play at the regional level. And this year we have 2. That's really good.
Yep. So our broadcast schedule this week, tomorrow night volleyball, senior night. Thursday, Tia Duggar comes to the stadium for their final game. Again, it's against Greenville, and we'll have, since it's the last game, it's in the big stadium, we're going to stream both the varsity and the junior varsity on Thursday night. It's the only time we do that. It's the last game of the year. Then Friday night homecoming, 7 o'clock airtime, the Cyclone Network, 7:30 kickoff. Sullivan East coming to town. It's a big game. Top 4 teams going to region, and right now the Cyclones in the region are sitting, we're currently in 3rd place at 1-1. East is at 0-2 in the league. A 2-4 overall, an explosive football team. So, we got 3 conference game or regional games left. East, Seymour, and Volunteer. Can't remember the order, but that's who they are. That's what's left. And then a trip to Ray County, which is non-conference. But so you take your top 4 teams at this point, unless the wheels fall off in Greenville. I don't see it happening. We're all battling for 2nd place for that other home field for the first round. So, big football game Friday night. And as we said, when it's homecoming, everybody wants to come back home and reconnect and reunite, and it's always a big weekend in Elizabethton.
It's going to be great. Atmosphere, we're going to have an electric atmosphere.
Yeah.
The Betsy Band marching in, the Cyclone Walk, all the little ones running out of the helmet, and then get after it. It's going to be great.
Betsy Band's awesome. Goodness gracious. If they don't get you fired up, your wood's wet. And, of course, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we're involved in the Elizabethton Classic, the first band competition. 13 bands are coming. Elizabethton, since it's a host school, will do an exhibition. They aren't going to be in the competition. We've got them from Lehigh to Science Hill to Chucky Doak. All the county schools are coming. They're going to do a Carter County champion between Unaka, Cloudland, Happy Valley, and this went totally play. Hampton and Happy Valley, Cloudland. Yeah. Cloudland. Been a morning. So yes, all 4 schools will be competing for the Carter County Championship. Cloudland, Unaka, Happy Valley, Hampton. It's going to be awesome, and all the other schools too will be involved. So not this Saturday, but on the 8th, we'll be there starting right around 3:30. We're going to have Mr. Valentine in talk more about that this week. How did the Crowder and Big Daddy Weave concert go?
Oh, it was great. I mean, the city did a phenomenal job.
They did, yes.
Greg Workman and the Park and Rec and all the city employees put in a lot of time to prepare, and it was an incredible setup in a great venue over here. And I had never seen Big Daddy Weave or Crowder live. They were great. Crowder, they're both great. Crowder's extremely musically talented. I was blown away. I thought they were better than the country artists.
Yeah.
The country artists were good. There wasn't as great of a crowd on Thursday as I thought there would have been, but it turned out great. We had no issues, and again, it was great for the community, a great event for them, and it finished up through at the Covered Bridge site with some free music, and my kids participated in the Children's Business Fair yesterday on the Covered Bridge. Rained us out at the end, but they did really well, and so Covered Bridge Days was a big success, I feel like, for the Park and Rec, so it's great.
They had the Grascals, Ricky Skaggs, and the Isaacs in town. Folks, as I said earlier in the show, that's That's a talent for a city the size of Atlanta or Nashville or Knoxville. Not Elizabethton, but guess what? Elizabethton pulled it off.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
job. Great
Yeah,
job
it's
of the
wonderful.
city. Yep. In fact, we'll get some folks in tomorrow and let them kind of do it after talk about the Cover Bridge days. 'Cause I know David Nanny was here last week.
Oh, yeah.
They're already starting to work on next year.
They're constantly working.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they, and they just, they love to have great opportunities for our community, and that's what they do. They're doing a great job at it too.
Tennessee 8th in the country in the polls. They're off this week. Go to LSU next Saturday. I went down to Washington for the first. They can play.
They can play.
Oh, baby. They can play.
And
Jeremy
it's a
Banks.
mentality. It's a culture.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have good athletes all those years we were struggling, but man, you get a bunch of guys again pulling in the right direction with the right atmosphere, the right culture, the right guys lead them. It's fun to watch.
They got a pretty good coach down there too, Heupel.
I believe so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
That was a fun game. Put 38 on Florida. Whew. Florida's a good team.
At the end of the day, a win's a win.
Yeah. But Florida's a good football team. They didn't. Some of their. This is me up in the stands, armchair quarterbacking. But Napier, a couple of times, I'm thinking, I don't know about that. But still, they came down to that onside kick. It was right down to the last play. So, Junior Cyclones they're winding down.
Yeah, winding down. My son's team just beat Junior Toppers this past Saturday over at Westview, I believe, Elementary, out in Jonesboro, 28-0. We had a good, we lost a couple in a row, and then we came back, played great. This is the best game we played. So yeah, it was fun weekend. Junior Cyclone football still going strong. I think they've got about two more games left.
2 weeks
two
left.
more games left. Yeah.
Yep. In the tournament.
Yep.
And then if the Junior Cyclones can get in the tournament, we'll try and follow them. So.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, there'll be one of the teams hopefully get in. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're out of contention mostly right now with 2 losses. We'll see how things turn out.
Yeah.
So.
Scotty Baker's team still in the playoff?
That's
hunt?
us.
Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Coach Witten's team has 2 losses, so they're on the line there. They'll see how that
on the edge
falls out there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Last thing, social media. Everything we want to know about Elizabethton Athletics will go where?
Yeah, ecschools.net. You can get on the athletic website, or you can call the athletic office at the high school. But again, Facebook, there's Elizabethton High School Facebook page, Cyclone Touchdown Club Facebook page, all the other sports, they've got mostly Facebook pages. Check it out.
It's going to sound syrupy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Love working with the coach at Elizabethton High School. Sean Witten, Lucas Andrews, Lucas Honeycutt, Ryan Presnell, Leslie Bradley, Mark Newman, Lauren Meyer. Who am I going to leave off here?
Doug Schultz, new soccer coach, which you haven't.
I haven't met him yet. Nope.
Eddie Morrell, wrestling coach.
Yep. Kelly Broussard.
Kelly Broussard, swim coach. Ken
She's
Harden.
Hilarious.
Kenny Harden, softball coach. Zach Enzer and Kenny Harden, golf coaches. Of course, Mark Newman coaches cross country and track. So,
tennis coach.
Yeah, Leanne Click. And
Coach
new,
Click.
Chris Davidson, men's tennis coach. We've got 2 tennis coaches now.
Yeah.
So
a
lot of good people.
You don't ever hear anything bad about these people. They're good citizens in the community.
That's the most important thing.
Oh yeah.
Van
Huss and I were talking about that the other night.
We can trust with our kids, and to lead our programs, and and do it well, and they do. We're blessed.
Even the principals, Eric Wampler down at Harold McCormick, Travis Hurley at Eastside, Westside, Dr. Wright, Dr. Berry again at T. Duggan, of course, Dr. John Mitten at Elizabethton High School. I mean, are they perfect? No. But at the end of the day, they're solid people in the community. Most everybody, those guys I've mentioned, they serve in some capacity in their local church.
Yeah.
If you think about that, not every school system can say that, but most of these guys, Van Huss is involved. And of course, Wampler, Travis Hurley's youth minister. Mr. Dr. Berry's involved in some capacity. I know that for a fact because his mama told me a couple weeks ago. And then Dr. Minton. So, yep, we're blessed. I'm telling you, it's a great place. I know I sound so cornbally sometimes. People from other parts of the area going, give it a break. But I'm telling you, it's a special place in Elizabethton. I've been around a lot of places. It's special. Goodness. And this guy's pretty good, too, right here.
I appreciate it.
Big dog over here. Put your arm up here. He's got roll that sleeve back
I'm
here.
not doing that.
Looks like Popeye. Don't mess with him. You played football, Carson Newman, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Headhunter. would rock your cage. I know that. I found it out from some people that played. I ain't gonna tell who it was, but somebody played on your team. They said Forrest Holt would kill you. This guy had and the guy said, I'm not gonna tell you who it was. Guy said he had a motor. He said when he came on the field, it was all biz. And I said, well, that's kind of how his son does now too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah, you did.
Love to compete. That's all I know.
And it's pretty cool to watch your kids compete now.
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Now, he didn't know I'm going to ask him about this, but coming up on October the 1st, that's this coming Saturday, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this Saturday, Dream Team Adaptive Football Camp, 5 to 7, and we'll open up before then. But each camper gets a free football jersey. All the volunteers get them a T-shirt, and we're going to have a great time. Just have a lot of fun, enjoy the sport of football with kids who want to do that, and a lot of good people out there volunteering. We're going to have a big time.
Can we get Mrs. Holt to come one day this week?
I'm sure I'll ask her what her schedule is.
Yeah.
See if it lines up. She would love to do that.
She's kind of ramrodding her and Ron Whitten are doing
Yeah, they've
this.
done a lot.
Yeah.
They've done a lot. My wife, man, she's on top of it. She's done a lot of planning, and so she wants this to be, perfect for these kids, and so she's put in a lot of time and planning, and it's going to be great. I know it is.
Somebody had a dream to get this started. It was Ron Whitten, and so Jessica, his wife, jumped on board. So, and let me say this too, Isaiah 117 House. Now, we know who got that all started. And because of what she got started, they're now in, I don't know, there's multiple states of Isaiah 117 House. They're all over the place. And at the golf tournament on Friday, Food City walked up and handed them a check for $10,000 to Isaiah 117 House.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's
when you get
wonderful.
ready to go buy your groceries, remember the folks who are giving back to our community. Food City, big check presentation at the golf tournament. 100 or 117, $10,000 check. It's pretty special right there.
Didn't have to do that.
No, just did it because they believe in
That's
what
wonderful.
Isaiah 117 House is doing. Rhonda and the folks got it going. Rhonda and Corey. So, good stuff. You're good stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, senior night volleyball will be there. Quick break. We'll be right back. Double C Western Supply selling Cyclone apparel on the Tom Douglas Sports.
This one is a Cyclone T-shirt. I think we've got it in men's, women's, and children's sizes.
Okay.
Most of them average around the $20 range on the T-shirts for the Cyclone. So a pretty good variety of designs and colors and sizes and prints. So, and we do get those restocked fairly frequently if we don't have in what you need.
Do I have it on the screen? Can they
You
see
do.
it? Okay. Because I can't
That's
see
the
what I'm doing.
tie-dye Cyclone.
Yep. All right.
It's a Cyclone thing.
I like that. It's a cyclone thing. Can they see that when I got it?
Let's move it
Move it, Vanna.
this way.
Just do
there
whatever.
you go.
There you go.
Now they can see it. So this one's actually long sleeve. So believe it or not, it's here. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to have them. Maybe even this Friday night, right?
Maybe.
Some long sleeves and sweatshirts. This one's actually a kid's, but we've got it on adult sizes as well. So.
All right. There's that one. There's
Just
a couple
some
more up here
different
hanging.
designs, yeah. Another long sleeve, Elizabethan Cyclone. I like this one too.
I do too.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Yeah, men or women be good for that one.
I'm going to probably have to get that one. So before I leave today. And then here's my favorite because I'm a big fan of Charlie Brown.
Favorite. Oh yeah.
I love this.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. Charlie Brown and Linus and Snoopy.
Yeah.
Cyclone hats on, Elizabethan Cyclones.
Yep,
that is too
they're
cute.
ready to play.
Yeah, they are. It's neat. This comes
Very
in
cute.
guys.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what sizes we've got in that, but I do know we've got the adult sizes. I'm not sure if we've got the children's.
Yep.
So.
There's a whole lot more over here, folks. We just showed you some of those Elizabethan Cyclone prints. So hours are open to the store.
Yeah, hours were open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 4. You can also find us on social media on Facebook, Facebook group page. We also have Instagram and TikTok. And then our website's doublecwestern.com, so you can find us there 24/7.
And we do have layaway.
We have layaway, yes. 60 days. You get 60 days to put it in layaway, which is great for Christmas coming up. We ask for 20% down. if you want to pay when your 60 days is up or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, we'll work with you. So
Pretty flexible.
very flexible when it comes to the layaways. So.
Be loyal, buy local. Support
Yes.
these folks.
Yes.
They do a great job.
Even on the layaways, we try to, if you can't even make the 60 days, we'll try to work something out with
Sure.
you. Yeah.
Sure, that's the beauty of.
People use the layaway as their hiding place for Christmas time too.
Yep. Keep it here to right to the last minute.
They do.
And that's the reason why you want to buy loyal and be loyal and buy local, is because it starts and stops right here with her. She is the owner. So there you go. As
we
always,
can pull strings, right?
we can make some things happen. You got to pull a few strings.
Yeah.
Great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, Diane, and the folks here at Double C Western Supply on the Railroad Street in Elizabeth, and again here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
What's your definition of fresh? At Food City, ours starts every morning as our certified butchers hand cut everything you see behind the counter fresh that day. Fresh also means our beef is ground in the store several times a day, time-stamped with the hour it was ground. That's a fresh guarantee. The fact is, it just doesn't get any fresher than this. That's why we say, start fresh with Food City.
And back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Before we get out, let's run down what's going on again for high school football for this Friday night. Tomorrow, back at it, doing it all over again. And what do I do with my glasses? Good grief. Oh, here they are. Been a snake that bit me. Right, let's run them down for you. So, high school football tomorrow night. By the way, I keep looking at the score. It was 56-35 was the Unicoi County score for Sullivan East was the final. They put up 35 points the other night. All right, 6A football. Dobbins minute goes to Jeff County. Back into regional play coming up Friday night. DB 2-0, Jeff County 2-0. Big football game down at Jeff County in Dumpling Valley. Morristown East will be at Science Hill. And William Blunt plays at Westridge. That's your 6A schedule this week. In 5A, Crockett will host Cherokee. Tennessee High will go to Morristown West. Again, right now, Daniel Boone 2-0. Tennessee High 1-0, top two teams in 5A. 4A football, you've got Volunteer at Granger. Seymour goes to Greenville, and we will, of course, as we've said, host Sullivan East at 7:30 on Friday night for homecoming. You have Greenville 3-0, Seymour 2-0. Cyclones are 1-1, and East is 0-2 right now. In 3A football, Chucky Doak will go to Unicoi County. Good football game there. Chucky Doak 4-1, honorable mention of the state. Unicoi County 6-0. Both 1-0 in Region 1 3A. Big football game. We'll talk to Coach Rice, I think, tomorrow. Johnson County will go to Claiborne. In 2A football on Friday night, Hampton, after a bye week, Hampton will take on South Green, both undefeated in the league. South Green overall 2-4. The Bulldogs number 1 in the state at 5-0. Back in action at South Green, and Happy Valley goes to Cumberland Gap. And then in 1A, North Green at Cosby. Non-conference games, Cloudland plays at West Green. And Daniel Boone, ranked in the state and undefeated at 5-0, will go to CAK, which is a big test for Jeremy Jenkins and the Daniel Boone football team. Big good ball game. Down on the road at CAK, it's a tough place to go play. Hello, Everett Wagner. How you doing, sir? We told you Jeff Collins fired as head football coach at Georgia Tech. Let's see. He finishes 10-28, 7-19 in the ACC. Not much improvement. Folks said time to go. Todd Stansberry under the gun, too. As athletic director, apparently he is on the slippery slope. Program considering the future of athletic director Todd Stansberry. So I don't know why he's in trouble, but that's what they're saying. So who are they? Who is going to be the interim coach? I'm trying to find that real quick. I'm trying to read this real quick, scan through this and find out. Doesn't say. Or I'm skipping right over it. Let's see what this says, because it's in the paper as well. I pulled it, but oh, they haven't named it yet. Gotcha. They have not named it, or at least they haven't as of going on the air for the show. They have not named an interim coach yet for Georgia Tech. Sorry about that. I want to scan it, make sure I got it right. And there's no, maybe an update as we on the air, but I don't have that. So that's kind of the downfall of doing the show, because when you're on the air live, you can't always go back and check and see what's going on because you're doing the obvious. So anyway, top 25 college football, ran down through that again. Tennessee at number 8 in the country. Top 10, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Southern Cal, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, and North Carolina State, your top 10 there. We ran through baseball for you. The Braves opening up a series tonight in Washington for Atlanta. The Mets are off tonight. NFL getting ready to the Pro Bowl. I don't know if you saw that or not. They're going to eliminate the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares about that anyway. And they're going to move it. If we keep it in Vegas, they're going to change it to a flag football competition between teams from AFC and NFC. February the 5th. So they have done all kinds of different things to try and get folks to watch the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares. And so they're going to do away with it and have a flag football competition between teams from the AFC and NFC. Tom, you going to watch that? Not a chance. I'm not going to watch that. But anyway, good luck. Tyler Reddick wins the race in Texas, a non-playoff contender. So you move in now to into the next round at Talladega this weekend on points. Joey Logano's your leader. I told you last week, just sit tight. This guy's like a Cheshire cat. He's moving right up. He's doing very, very well. Logano, your points leader. Ross Chastain, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Daniel Suarez are your top 8. Next one will cut it down. They've got 12. Next one will cut it down to 8. The guy's in trouble right now heading to Talladega. Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Christopher Bell, and Alex Bowman are in trouble. Top 10 yesterday at the race at Texas. Tyler Reddick wins it. Joey Logano, Justin Haley, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, your top 5. Then comes Eric Jones, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin are your top 10. Kyle Busch, dead last. Ran 48 laps, got in a wreck. This guy is just snake bit. After being the toast of the NASCAR world for several times as a champion, he finished as rock bottom dead last. Christopher Bell had a bad day. Chase Elliott finished 32nd. He had a bad day. Truex finished 31st. Bad day. Chris Buescher 30th. Bowman 29th. These guys are the ones that did not have a good day at all. So, again, caution, 16 cautions for 91 laps. 36 lead changes among 19 drivers. 36 lead changes. That's some beating and banging. Who did I go with, by the way? I don't have that. I got it at the house. So get ready for Big John's closeouts. Still lightweight BJ50 chainsaw, gas-powered handheld blower for $149. A still lightweight BG50 gas-powered handheld blower for $149.95. Stock up 10% all the fuel mix, bar oil, trimmer line, and chainsaw chains at Big John's closeout. You can seal and freshen up your driveway getting ready for the winter months. 2-year sealer for $17.99 or the 5-year sealer for $24.99. Check out the closeouts, kitchen countertops with a wide variety of styles and lengths for only $6.99 per lineal foot. Big John's closeouts in Elizabethton, your Elizabethton steel dealer for sales, parts, and service. So there you go. That's what's going on there with steel from Big John's closeouts here in Elizabeth. A good way to wrap up the show. Big thank you to Mark Fowler, came by and talked about our trip to Knoxville to see the Vols. Thank you to Andrea Lewis from Northeast Community Credit Union, Tanner Cook, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, and we wrapped it up with Forrest Holt, the athletic director from Elizabethton High School. Back at it tomorrow. Show number 1709 tomorrow from 11 to 1. We'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful, beautiful Monday, man. It is gorgeous out there. Love it, love it, love it. Great weather. Thanks for being with us. We'll wrap it up by telling you, as always, bloom where you planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching the show number 1708 from Chick-fil-A here in Elizabethton. See you back here tomorrow, 11 o'clock. See you then. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll say